everyone, I'm Maggie Weldon from maggiescrochet.com, and we're going to show you 5 videos that all have to do with cleaning, like spring cleaning, and 3 of them are using nylon netting. So there's 3 options here. You could buy netting by the yard at the store, and there's several colors available, and it's very, very inexpensive. And you could buy several yards of netting, and you could cut the netting. I think it's about 2-inch strips. We're going to go to close up and show you how to make everything that you see me showing here. But anyway, you could cut it with scissors and make short strips if you fold it on this edge, or let's say you buy 2 or 3 yards, you could open the whole thing up and fold it the length of your netting, and then you'd have longer strips. But either way, it will work. And you can cut this with scissors, or what I like to do is use a cutting mat and a razor knife, and I take a ruler and I lay it on the mat over the netting at the 2-inch mark, or whatever mark that is, and then I just cut it, and I'll go to a close-up and show you how to do that. So that's how you make this type of scrubby. Now, if you just don't want to even cut netting at all, we do sell netting that's already pre-cut. This is 3 inches wide, I believe, and it is just so easy to just, you can make 3 scrubbies this size out of 1 skein of netting. So this is really the easiest way to go, and the scrubby comes out just as good as the netting that you buy by the yard. It's just as stiff, and I've been testing this out, and I made one for Hanyeti here, and he likes it too. And then I've made them for family and friends, and they love them. So then you could take the scrubby, and we're going to show you a third video in how you add the flower to the outside edge. So you can make like a sunflower. There's like a little blue flower here. So that's fun, and it's great to give away as gifts. And then there are 2 dishcloths. There's this one, the colors landed up looking like candy corn here. And then this is the same dishcloth done in different colors of yellow and gold. And then lastly, we're going to show you how to make this beautiful dishcloth. And this is a variegated yarn from Premier Yarns. It's called Home Cotton. And so I really love these colors. So we're going to go to a close-up now and show you one of the 5 projects that you see here, and make sure that you watch all of them in the series. And I want to thank you very much for watching, and please be sure to subscribe to our channel.
Hey everybody, it's Christina from maggiescrochet.com. Today I'm showing you how to make this Sandcastles dishcloth. This is an intermediate skill project, mostly just because it includes the long double crochet stitch. If you're not familiar with that, don't worry, I will show you how to do it. And other than that, it's very simple. So you do need 3 different colors for this. You want to make sure you use worsted weight cotton yarn for all of your dishcloths. So here we have white, a yellow, and then kind of a gold color. Today I'm going to use a little bit brighter colors. I've got a pure white, a bright yellow, and kind of an orange color, just to give it a little more contrast and make it a little brighter, because I like bright colors. You'll need a size H8 crochet hook for this project, and then of course a yarn needle and whatever scissors or snippers you like to use. Alright, let's get started. We're going to start with color A. Now we've got 3 different colors. I'm going to call them A, B, C. And in both the sample I showed you and in the one I'm making here today, color A is going to be my darkest color and color C is going to be my lightest color. The biggest thing is you will need a little bit more of color A than you will of either B or C. So if you're using scraps or partial skeins of yarn, make sure color A is the one that you have the most of. Like I said, in both the sample and in this one, it's also my darkest color. But you'll start with color A and you'll chain 31, which I've got here. And then we'll start by double crocheting in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to yarn over, go right into that chain stitch, grab a loop and pull it through. I've got 3 loops on my hook now. I'll yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So that's a double crochet. I'm also counting the skipped chain stitches right here as a double crochet. So technically this is 2. Then you'll chain 1, skip the next chain. So we just worked into this one, we'll skip this one, and we'll work a double crochet in the next 5 chain stitches. So skipping this one, double crochet here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So when you chain 1 and skip a stitch like that, you're left with this kind of like a little hole there, which we'll use later. Alright, so then you'll repeat that 3 times. So I'll chain 1, skip the next chain stitch there, work double crochet in the next 5. You'll do that a total of 4 times, 3 more times after the first one. Then chain 1, skip the next chain stitch, and at that point you'll only have 2 left. So in these last 2 you'll just have 2 double crochets. So I'm going to finish this row and then I'll come back and show you how to continue on from here. So this is what it'll look like at the end of row 1. You've got your groups of double crochets with the little chain 1 spaces in between them, and at each end you've got just 2 double crochets, not 5. So my next row is going to be in my B color, so I actually want to switch to that in the last stitch of row 1. So I'll start my last double crochet as usual. I'll yarn over, down into the stitch, grab a loop, pull it through. I've got 3 loops on my hook. I'll yarn over and pull through 2. But now, instead of continuing to use this A color thread, I'm going to grab my B color, which is this nice bright yellow. I've got a slip knot, get that on my hook, and that's what I'm going to pull through the last 2 loops there. Now we'll come back to this orange color, so you don't need to fasten it off, just leave it hanging to the side for now, and we're going to work with the B color, which for me is this yellow. You'll chain 3, which counts as your first double crochet. So since we're counting that as a double crochet, we won't work in this first orange stitch here. We will work a double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to work a long double crochet. Starts off similarly, you'll yarn over, but instead of going into this stitch here, you're going to go into the bottom chain right here. Grab your loop, pull it through, and then make sure you pull up enough yarn so that it's not going to be tight and squished. Then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you've got this yellow kind of jutting down into your orange row. You'll do 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 double crochets, and 2, then chain 1, skip this next double crochet in each of the next 2. And then we'll repeat. So we're going to do another long double crochet into this kind of hole here. So yarn over, go down into that starting chain that we didn't work into, grab a loop, pull it through. Take a minute to pull up enough yarn so that you won't squish all your rows together. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you'll just continue that across. You'll end with a long double crochet into here, and then a double crochet into each of these stitches here. So that's row 2, and then I'll come back and show you row 3. It's very similar, just a little different because we'll be a little offset. Got 1 double crochet left on the end of round 2, but again I'm going to change colors. So I'll yarn over, go into the stitch, grab a loop, pull it through, pull through 2 loops, but then for my last 2 loops I'm going to pick up my 3rd color, color C. This is my lightest color, it happens to be white. Got a slip knot, got that on my hook, and then I will pull the white loop through the 2 yellow loops on my hook. Again, we'll come back to this yellow, so just leave it hanging there for now. For row 3, you'll chain 3. We're counting that as a double crochet. So we'll double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, skip the next double crochet, which was our long double crochet here, so we're going to skip that, but we'll double crochet in the next 2, then we're going to work a long double crochet. It's a little easier now because we're not working into the chain, we'll be working into the top of this stitch here. So yarn over, go down into that stitch, grab a loop, pull it through. Take a minute to pull up your yarn, make sure you've got enough that you're not going to squish your rows together. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Chain 1, skip this long double crochet here, double crochet in the next 2, and we'll continue repeating this all the way across. You'll end with, let's see, we'll have a double crochet here, chain 1 and skip this, and then a double crochet in the last 2 stitches. Then we'll change back to our orange. Row 4 is very much like row 2, except instead of working into the bottom chain, you'll be working into this yellow row here, as I just showed you with this. So I'm going to continue working my dishcloth. You're repeating rows 3 and 4, but you're alternating 3 colors. So just remember that you need to change color at the end of every row. And it should turn out great. So I'm going to do this. You've got a total of 16 rows. Then I'll come back and show you how to do the edging. So after you finish row 16, it should look a little something like this. Notice that you end with the cut A color that you started with. You can finish off your B and C colors because we'll also use the A for our border. You can see along the edge here how we've got all the strands from carrying over our colors between the rows. So we're just going to put a nice little simple border to kind of keep those in place. So at the end of round 16, you'll go over to your edging, chain 1 and turn. We're going to work 3 single crochets in this first double crochet here. You always work a couple of extra stitches in the corners so that the corner turns nicely and lays flat. So do 3 single crochets right there, and then I'll just do 1 single crochet per stitch across. So 1 single crochet in the top of every double, and when you get to the chain 1 spaces, just go right under that chain and single crochet there as well. So I'll do this all the way across. When I get to the last double crochet of the round, I'll do 3 double crochets there as well. When you're working down the side, of course, you want to make sure you catch all these little carryover loops, and you want to aim for about 2 single crochets per double crochet. So I'll try to get 2 single crochets in here, 2 single crochets here, etc. Down the length, and you can adjust that. You may need to depending on exactly how tight or loose you stitch, but that's a good starting point. Then 3 more single crochets there in the corner. You'll work 1 in each loop of the chain that we didn't use to start with, 3 in the corner, and then up the other side as well. And then I'll come back and show you round 2 of the edging, which is also very similar and very easy. Just finished my first round of the edging, so I'm going to join my last stitch and my first stitch together with a slip stitch. So I'll just go right into that first stitch, grab a loop, pull it through, pull that through the loop already on my hoop. Then I'll chain 1, and the second round is even easier. You're just going to do 1 single crochet in each single crochet around. And when you get to a corner where you worked a group of 3, you'll work 3 in the middle one of the previous 3 group. So I just worked 1 into the one on the right. Here's the one in the center, so I'll work 3 single crochets into that one. Then 1 single crochet into the last one, and then continue with 1 across. Then here's another group of 3. So I'll work 3 into the middle one of that, and continue down the side until I come back to the beginning again, where I'll join with a slip stitch and then finish off and weave in my ends. So there's that one, made with all the bright colors. Of course, now that I made it, it kind of reminds me of candy corn. And then here's this one, a little more monochromatic, a little more subtle. So both look great, you know, it just depends on what kind of look you're going for. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please do let me know down in the comments below. I did my best to help you out. I'd also love to know if you make this dishcloth, did you decide to go with the more monochromatic color scheme or do it a little brighter with a little more contrast? I'd love to know, and you can let me know down in the comments as well. In the description you'll find the pattern and the materials you need to make this project. Thanks for watching, guys.
And this is the third part, which we're going to do the edging round. So at the end of row 13, so what that is to just go between these two shells and go into that space right there and work a single crochet like that.